5 new 2025 immigration trends that could change everything for green card holders. Imagine landing at the airport after a short vacation abroad, only to be pulled aside, questioned, and told you might not be allowed back into the country, all because of a mistake you made years ago. That's what's happening right now to some green card holders in 2025, and it's not just about DUIs anymore. The rules have changed, and the pressure is higher than ever. 1. Extended travel abroad and the new intent to abandon review. In 2025, immigration officers have taken a much stricter approach when it comes to how long green card holders stay outside the United States. Staying abroad for over a year has always been risky, but this year, even extended absences of 6 to 9 months are raising red flags. When a permanent resident returns to the U.S., CBP officers are now trained to ask detailed questions about their ties to America, things like your current job, home address, and whether your family still lives here. If your answers sound inconsistent, officers may pressure you to sign Form I-407, which essentially means you're giving up your green card voluntarily. The dangerous part? Many travelers don't realize what they're signing until it's too late. Even those with a valid re-entry permit are being questioned about their intentions, and officers are scrutinizing whether applicants genuinely plan to live in the U.S. long-term. For anyone planning extended travel, document your employment, lease, or family commitments in the U.S. and never sign anything at the airport without understanding what it means. 2. DUI convictions, the unforgiving policy shift. One of the most concerning developments of 2025 is the government's renewed focus on DUI convictions. A single DUI, even one that occurred decades ago, can now trigger severe immigration consequences at the border. Under the new CBP enforcement policies introduced earlier this year, one DUI can render a lawful permanent resident inadmissible. That means if you travel outside the U.S. and try to return, officers have the discretion to deny entry or even detain you pending review. In fact, there are cases of longtime residents being held in ICE custody for weeks over a 15 or 20-year-old DUI conviction. The trend has expanded further with legislative proposals like H.R. 875, which aims to make this enforcement permanent. Even if you remain in the country, these offenses can affect your path to citizenship. Under a USCIS memo released in August 2025, 2 DUI convictions can automatically raise questions about your moral character, potentially delaying or denying your citizenship application. In short, even one DUI can now mean serious scrutiny. If you've had a DUI, it's critical to consult both an immigration attorney and a criminal defense lawyer before traveling internationally or applying for naturalization. 3. Social media monitoring and free speech scrutiny. This is a new and deeply concerning trend. Green card holders who are vocal online, especially on political or social issues, are facing unexpected challenges during travel and immigration interviews. Federal agencies have expanded their monitoring capabilities, reviewing posts, public comments, and even tagged protest photos. This cross-referencing happens when you apply for citizenship or return from international trips. It's not about silencing opinion, it's about how those opinions are interpreted. For example, a lawful permanent resident posting harsh criticism of the U.S. government or showing up at controversial demonstrations may find those actions questioned under security or loyalty concerns. Immigration officers have wide discretion to determine whether your behavior aligns with what they call good moral character. While free speech is protected under the Constitution, the intersection of online expression and immigration vetting has become blurry. What's said in frustration on social media can now have very real immigration consequences. 4. Unpaid taxes and IRS reporting links. One of the least discussed yet highly impactful trends this year involves unpaid taxes. The IRS now shares data more aggressively with immigration authorities, particularly when a person owes back taxes or has unresolved judgments. Green card holders applying for citizenship must now show proof of tax compliance, including filed returns and evidence of payment plans. If you owe money to the IRS, you can still apply for naturalization, but you must show a formal payment agreement in place. Travelers with serious unpaid tax issues have also reported being flagged at ports of entry. This is part of a broader data-sharing effort among federal agencies that began expanding quietly during late 2024. The new system links IRS, USCIS, and CBP databases, allowing officers to see outstanding debts or enforcement orders in real time. If you're behind on taxes, ignoring it is no longer an option. Setting up a repayment plan with the IRS can make a significant difference in how immigration authorities view your case. 5. Speeding tickets and good moral character evaluations. For years, traffic violations seemed like minor issues, but not anymore. A memo issued in August 2025 has redefined how USCIS evaluates repeated traffic offenses when determining an applicant's moral character. Having 3 or more speeding tickets within a short time frame can now raise questions about your respect for U.S. law and your eligibility for naturalization. In practice, it's not the ticket itself that causes a problem, it's the pattern of repeated offenses. Officers now ask for full driving records during citizenship interviews. They're assessing whether these records indicate irresponsibility or disregard for law and order. Applicants with a history of multiple citations are expected to provide evidence of changed behavior, such as safe driving courses or community involvement. And if those tickets are unpaid or have resulted in outstanding warrants, you could even face secondary inspection upon re-entry into the country. The new reality for green card holders in 2025. Beyond these 5 major issues, there's an emerging mindset shift within immigration enforcement, one that treats permanent residency as a conditional privilege, not a lifelong guarantee. The myth that a green card means permanent safety is slowly fading. Officers are applying closer scrutiny to everything from travel patterns and financial behavior to online activity and community reputation. The idea of good moral character is no longer limited to criminal acts. It now encompasses habits, responsibility, and perceived loyalty. For many, this feels unsettling, and it should. It means that the same document that once symbolized stability can now be reevaluated at any time under new policies. The hidden impact of policy uniformity. What's striking about 2025 is the uniformity in policy enforcement across agencies. For the first time, USCIS, CBP, and ICE seem aligned under one operational philosophy: to tighten compliance and re-examine every stage of the immigration process. This alignment means that a small mistake with the IRS or a social media comment flagged by one agency can now follow you across all immigration systems. It's not just about enforcement anymore. It's about digital tracking, interagency communication, and behavior profiling. That's why it's more important than ever for immigrants, especially green card holders, to stay informed, prepared, and proactive about how they manage their legal and personal records. Final thoughts. If you're a green card holder in 2025, your rights and responsibilities are under more scrutiny than ever before. Each of these trends, from DUIs and unpaid taxes to extended travel and online activity, represents a shift toward tighter enforcement and deeper vetting. The most important thing you can do right now is stay informed, stay compliant, and seek professional guidance before making major decisions related to travel, taxes, or public statements. Your status is valuable, and protecting it requires awareness and preparation. If you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe, hit the bell icon for updates, and share it with anyone who needs to stay informed. This is Visa Intel USA, bringing you clarity, updates, and the truth behind U.S. immigration policies.